three layers of the eye and the parts associated with them. The outermost layer is called the fibrous layer. It is again avascular. It has two parts, the sclera and the cornea. What's the sclera? The white of the eye, right? While the cornea is the transparent, clear structure in front of the eye anterior, which allows the light to move. So in terms of function of the sclera is to maintain the shape of the eye, give a nice rigid shape. It also allows for those 6 eye muscles to attach to the eye. Okay? The cornea is the transparent region layer in front. Again, please remember it's avascular, so it depends on the aqueous humor for its nutritional support. It does have pain receptors, right? So they are sensitized by any sand, any grains, right? And when we blink, we try and remove those by passing the tears across. Okay? If we're wearing contact lens, we'll place that over the cornea. If you're considering laser treatment for corrective eye treatment, it's going to be the cornea there to change the shape of, okay? Because it has a lot more refractive power, the bending of light power compared to the lens. The lens just helps to focus the image, but this is what bends it a lot more. Hence, this is what is usually adjusted, changed, if you will, in laser eye treatment. The cornea. Any questions? So the bending and refraction, and I have a slide, a couple of slides later, but bending. The inner or the middle layer is the vascular layer. There are 3 parts to it. It's going to be the choroid, similar to choroid plexus that we came across. It's very rich in blood. It's the ciliary body, and then the iris. Hopefully you've heard of the iris. What's the iris? What's the iris of our eye? The colored part. What does it do? Changes the pupil size, which controls how much light goes into our eye. Right? And we'll talk about the others. So choroid is the middle layer in the posterior side. This supply is very rich in blood supply, so it's going to supply itself. It's going to supply the sclera. It's also going to supply nutrition to the retina as well. Okay? So it supplies all 3 layers with blood. Okay? It also is pigmented, dark colored pigmentation, which means it's going to absorb light and not let it reflect. And this is going to be important. We'll talk about it once you again visualize how the light actually enters the eye, how it hits the retina, then it keeps passing through, if you will, inside to out, right? So we don't want, when it tries to get out, for it to come back in. So we want it to be absorbed here. The next one's a ciliary body. We have ciliary muscle and ciliary process. Ciliary process we mentioned a while ago. It produces the aqueous humor, right? That's the fluid that's talking about here. Produces the aqueous humor. While the ciliary muscle is the one that will change the shape of the lens. Okay, these 2 are the vascular layer. Third one is that iris, is the colored part of our eye. Pupil is the opening in the iris, right, centrally located. It looks black because light goes in, nothing comes back out. Okay, well, it hits our iris and it does reflect back. That's why we see different other eyes because of different pigments that our irises contain. So let's think about this, right? So sympathetic, what will it do to the pupil size? Make it smaller or make it larger? Make it larger, right? Keep reminding yourself that you want to be able to see more, right? Fight or flight response. While rest and digest, somebody who just ate a lot maybe after Thanksgiving, not eat too much, but if you eat too much, you just sort of full, you just relax. The eyes also, the pupils will constrict, right? We do have two muscles in our eye. One to help it dilate, one to help it constrict. Okay? So which one would the dilator be inhibited by? Sympathetic, right? That would be the sympathetic, right? So we have a dilator pupillae and then a sphincter pupillae or a constrictor pupillae. So constrictor or sphincter pupillae is the one that's used when we are trying to focus on something. Oh, there's too much light, right? We want a smaller pupil. When we're trying to focus and read on something, we want it to be focused and not worry about all the other information on the outside. So that's the picture of a parasympathetic innervation, right? Distant vision, because we want light to go further, so we want wider pupils. Same thing with if there is dim light, there's not enough light, so our pupils will dilate, allowing more light into it. So it's dilated pupil there. We also, if you're excited, right, also it does the same thing as a sympathetic response and dilate our pupils. When we're thinking, when we're concentrating, also does that as well. Dilate the pupils. Here is to show side by side rendition of the muscles. The sphincter pupillae is a circular muscle, so when it contracts, actually makes the pupil smaller. Dilator is more radially, so when they contract, I'm going to pull that way, opening the pupils. So this is going to be sympathetic innervation. This is going to be parasympathetic innervation. Parasympathetic innervation, pupils will constrict. Sympathetic pupils will dilate. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about that other layer, the innermost layer of the retina. Okay. It is two layered. There's two parts to it. There's the neural, where we have all the neurons or the structures which will detect the light, and then the other one is called the pigmental layer. So it's actually, again, we have to keep reminding ourselves, light has to pass through our eye, but it hits the innermost layer first, okay, inside, and then it tries to go outward. Okay, on the back of the eye, it's the innermost layer, and then goes outwards. So it's going to hit the other layer, so it hit the neural layer, because that's where all the neurons are. Okay? While the outer layer is going to be further out, that's going to be pigmented. A couple of reasons. You want to get the light to hit the neural layer, to process the information. If it passes beyond, you don't want it coming back. It's white, right? It's going to move right back. It's pigmented, so it's going to absorb that light. It also stores vitamin A, which is necessary for, we'll talk a little bit about those when we need more. It's needed for a pigment